Okay, let's go. Not muted anymore. Okay, let's go. Not muted. Oh, but
I
double
hear
sound,
myself.
not the double sound. There we go.
Can they hear me? I'm scared. They can! Oh my gosh! Oh my god!
Imagine being muted.
Wait, why do I hear myself twice? Wait.
Why do you hear yourself twice? You have the stream open, perhaps.
I don't know. Hi everyone. Hi chat. Hi. Can we get frogs in the chat, please? Welcome to Dombra's Q&A. Dombra's debut. Let's go.
It's my debut.
It's Keldo's debut. Yippee. Yes, it is I, temporary CEO. I'm so nervous. Hello, welcome. Thank you for waiting. We're so sorry it took us 2 whole minutes to set up the stream.
It was my frog brain.
The person in charge of stream today isn't me, but it's Dombra. And Dombra is CEO, but not, streamer CEO. Yeah. But yeah, everyone, thank you so much for coming. Today, we're having a little Q&A with our CEO. Yippee! I should introduce myself. I'm Metal Umiko, your soon TM to debut. Soon TM Jellyfish from Remedies. Oh, Yume Plus's Remedy. And we have here our CEO, Dombra, and we are going to be doing a Q&A. It's not going to be a formal interview. This isn't like a super formal sit down and like, oh my gosh, so what's Yume Plus and stuff. This is more of a hot seat type of Q&A, and we put up a post not too long ago with a Google form where people could submit any question, literally any question about Yume Plus, Remedy, Dombra, or anything else related to us, and we are going to try to answer as much as we can. So, we're not gonna filter anything too much unless it wasn't safe for stream, and we want to be as open as we're able to. So yeah, we'll be starting pretty soon, but I do want to mention, if you guys have any more questions that hasn't been mentioned in the live stream, you can send them in the chat, and we will address these questions later on towards the end of the stream after we go through all the submissions. All the submissions that we already got in the Google form. Yay!
Hooray!
So yeah, hooray! So before anything else, would you like to introduce yourself, boss?
I would. I am the CEO, as Meryl pointed out, frog enthusiast, as especially the people on the Discord already know, and I'm really happy to just be here and to just like be able to talk about all kinds of things about Yume and to kind of clarify and shed some light on some really important stuff that we think is really important for Yume as a whole. So just happy to share that with you all.
Yeah, would you maybe give a brief yes, this is true. What is a Dombra? So what exactly is Yume Plus? Do you maybe want to explain what Yume Plus is to the people here that might not know what this is all about?
In case anyone is unaware, Yume Plus is a project that we started almost a full year ago. It's kind of crazy how quick time passes, because it feels like it's been, like 3 months?
3 months.
Yeah. It really does not feel like it's almost been a year since we started this project. It started out as an idea a couple of years ago that we were finally able to send forward and to actually get started on mid last year. And I'm just really happy how everything has been evolving, how everything has been just progressing. Because, like with everything, like with any project, everything gets better with time. And just being able to actively work on Yume and seeing it become what it is today is just amazing. We are a talent. Yume Plus is a talent VTubing agency, as you would probably guess. And yeah, just really happy to be where we are right now.
We're all very happy, yeah. It's been a long time coming. Holy, I didn't realize how long it's been, actually. It's so sad to think about.
Right?
Time flew so fast. Like, what the hell? Yeah. So that's Yume. So moving on. We'll be starting with our first question. Next slide, please.
We're there. We're
So-
there. Let's go.
Oh, well, I'm watching I'm watching the stream. So, what made you wake up one day and go, let's start a VTuber company?
So, as I mentioned, this was an idea that we already had like a couple years ago. This isn't something that kind of just popped up in our minds, so like overnight, as most projects do. We kind of were propelled by the want to do something. So, for example, I don't really feel like I'm fit for streaming and for that kind of communication, but I do feel like with our experience, especially in the industry, making this move was the right choice. We're gonna dive a bit deeper into that a bit later, but we've also like been both like fans and participants a bit more behind the scenes in the VTuber industry for a while. It's been something that's been captivating at least me since like I want to say 2017, 2018 with like Kizunai and Kaguya Luna. Like that's very different from the type of VTubing we have nowadays, of course, but either way, that's kind of where it started with the whole like anime and Vocaloid culture as well, because VTubing just takes bits and pieces from everywhere, and I think that's really amazing. Yeah, it came from honestly passion and from a want that I have and that we as a whole have of doing things our own way. I believe I've mentioned this before already, but I do have some experience in the industry already, and it's not that I think that other people do it wrong or anything like that. It's far from that. It's just if I'm gonna do it, I would rather be it a specific way, and that's what I'm trying to do here with Yume.
That's fair, that's fair. Also, I don't know what you're talking about. You're doing great right now in your stream. Look at you and your little frog PNG pro streamer.
And I am the people's Oshi, apparently, so.
Apparently, even during debut, I think everyone was joking about you being everyone's Oshi.
Yeah, so I should definitely debut sometime.
This is it. This is your debut.
Oh shit! I forgot. This is it. Yeah.
these are your debut slides. Oh gosh. Okay. Moving on to the next question. Next, please. Have you founded a VTuber agency before Yume Plus, or have you worked with one before?
So, I've already explained this, but I'll go into it again. I've never founded a VTuber agency before. Nope. But I did work for one. And again, that's part of what led me to creating one. That's part of what fueled the passion even further. So it was a really good experience. Oh yeah, definitely.
More stress, more accountability needed.
Yeah, which is it's fine for accountability to be required as long as you're willing to take accountability for things.
Next is Dombra's favorite enemies and food slide. Guys, something you probably should know about our boss, our CEO, is that he knows every song from every anime.
No, I don't.
Literally every single one. Sometimes we would go into VCs, guys, and then we would do like those guess the anime opening quizzes on YouTube, and he knows every single one. This man is a fucking weeb, for real. Am I allowed to cuss?
Yeah.
This man's a fucking...
I'm just passionate about music, what can I say?
It's crazy. Like, it almost makes me feel like you've watched every anime ever. And like, how do you have that much time? You're weird. You're weird.
Well, I don't anymore.
Anyway, well, that's true, but that's a you problem.
Yeah.
Okay. Next, please. Question number 3. Oh, this one's good. What sets Yume Plus apart from other VTuber agencies?
Ooh, so this is kind of... Again, I'm gonna circle back to things that I've said before a lot in this stream. But it's kind of along the lines of what I already said about wanting to do things our own way. Um, or one of our like main phrases is turning dreams into reality, right? And we want to make sure that we do this for both our talents and our audience. What does this mean, right? What does this exactly mean? Because this is a very broad statement. It's simply letting people be who they want to be and giving people something new by doing that. So I feel like something that's missing is, I wouldn't say necessarily like being a bit more real, but it's something a bit along those lines within the VTuber industry. It's like letting people be themselves a bit more, letting people express themselves in ways that would maybe be a bit frowned upon when you're a corpo, but we kind of don't want to take that stance when looking into things. Another thing is, and I know that other agencies do this too, which is amazing. I love to see people diving more into transparency. I think the more transparency we have in the VTuber industry as a whole, so not just us, not just Yume Plus, but also other companies are doing this. They're sharing more information about what they're doing with their talents. They're sharing more information about how they work internally and stuff like that. So, like, this is definitely not something unique to us, but it's something that I think we have pride in doing. It's something that I think kind of just makes us stand out in a way, because it's kind of the logic of there's not really like anything to hide, really. Like, if we were doing something bad, sure, there would be something to hide, but since that's not the case, I would rather just be transparent, be open, and talk about whatever. That's also why we're doing this Q&A, for example. We're gonna have some like rougher questions a bit further down the line, which is totally fine. Like, I feel like the questions are valid, and that's why we welcome those questions as well. We should be transparent about the good things, but also about the less good things.
Yeah, it also shows like, wanting to be accountable for our actions, and even as a corporate agency, technically, I mean, yeah, no matter how big or small one can be, there's always going to be some animosity about how things happen behind the scenes, and it's nice to be able to give some comfort to our audience about how things are going down behind the screen. Like, at least they know that, oh, when something happens, they know that the company will at least be accountable. We'll have Q&As like this. You'll be able to voice your concerns, your opinions. And again, turning dreams into a reality is a very broad statement, but it encompasses everyone's, wants and needs and dreams for not just Yume, but just in, VTubing in general. So it's nice to have this much transparency. Yeah.
There's always things that, like, it's impossible to talk about in the moment because, if you, so for example, not for example, but if we're still dealing with something in the moment and we still don't know what direction we're going to go in, of course we're probably not going to be super vocal about it. But whenever we do have information about stuff, it is like our main goal to just share it and to make sure that people are aware of what's going on and everything like that.
Absolutely. So, yeah. Okay.
Next
question, please. Okay, so here we got this submission saying, "Hey, Yume Plus, huge fan. Just wondered what you consider your unique offering to prospective talents to be. Looking forward to your continued success in the industry. Thank you." Dombra?
Hello. There's a word I've used a lot, especially internally with the talents and with the rest of the staff, and this is the word freedom. Why? Because what we want to offer people, and I'm once again going to circle back to something I said a little while ago, which is we want to give people the freedom to work on the projects that they want to work on, to be creative within those projects, so not to limit them too much within those projects. We basically just want to give people the support. So we want to be the base for them to build up from, to be who they want to be as an entertainer, as a person, as whatever. We just want to be able to support people. We want to be able to give people that freedom while still giving them a platform where they can both properly promote it and work on it. So we want to give a good structure. That's the word.
Yeah, I guess from our side of things, the term support can be very vague, and it's such a general term. But from our perspective, the support that we are given from both staff, management, and staff, you know, it's very adaptive to what we want to do. So I think being it's nice to have like a structure for things. It's nice to have support on the logistics side of things. But I think one of the biggest perks that the girls have been getting is like we're technically not really boxed into a certain kind of content or into a certain way of doing things, like streaming or how we want to interact with people, how we want to present ourselves online. We're pretty free, I guess. Like freedom is definitely the right term. Freedom, but with structure, I should say. We're still pretty organized, and I like that. We really appreciate it, and not just for us, but for a lot of whoever might be interested in joining a company eventually, or whoever wants to dabble in what Yume Plus does. That's the offer, and it's pretty good. It's pretty relieving, I should say. It's comforting to know. But yeah, that's just the talent side of things. Okay, I'm so nervous. Question number 5.
Question number 5.
So, in light of the drama, so in the VTuber industry, how is Yume Plus going to make a difference in the VTuber community and towards its talents? We kind of mentioned some things regarding this, but
yeah, I feel like I've already mentioned a lot of what could be used as an answer for this, but there's something that's like it's impossible for literally any company, anyone in general, honestly, to be drama free like throughout their full lifespan, in my opinion. I feel like that's just something that happens. Like it might be because of individuals, it might be because of collective, whatever. That kind of stuff just happens. This is something that we want to just stay away from as much as possible. We're not really interested in getting involved in really any kind of drama, but internally, we try cultivating an environment where, once again, we provide as much transparency as possible about multiple things. This as well externally, of course. So this is both internally for our talents and for our staff, as well as externally for the people who watch us, our fans. And this transparency is what we hope will also help either clear things up or make sure that we're able to clarify whatever might be happening, or that we can simply keep people informed, and so that people don't make possible wrong assumptions on things, or that something is not taken out of context. We just plan to kind of keep cultivating this environment of transparency and honesty to, try to stay away from drama. So I would say that's the difference that we can make.
Yeah, we definitely see this internally. I will say, like, during a lot of discussions of like work and stuff, the talents aren't really left in the dark regarding a lot of things. Like we actually, maybe it's because we're just, maybe it's because we're small, maybe it's because the team is small, but we're not usually left in the dark regarding things that are happening within the company. Like, for example, if Dombra has ideas for the future, he communicates it to us. If we have ideas for stuff, we communicate it to staff, and nothing's really hidden unless it's meant to be like a surprise project or something. It's pretty smooth communication, I think, and it's nice to know, because it's like, oh, at least we're not gonna get blindsided or surprised by anything that we're not too sure of, or if we're ever doing something, we know that they're, how should I say this? Educated steps. Educated actions is the best term, maybe. So yeah. Okay. Next question. Oh, yeah?
No. Let's go.
Okay. What are the measures Yume Plus is taking to take care of its talents?
So for this, I kind of want to go to one of my favorite words in the world of just like professional things in general, which is adapting. One of the main things that I feel like should be in any employer, be it in this industry or any other, honestly, is to be able to adapt to the people who are working with you. This is like important in so many things in life. It's crazy. So for Yume, for example, we're still actively working on adapting our internal environment and adapting the everything that the talents should get, taking into account their wants and needs, because it's also important to note that no one is the same, right? Everyone has different needs, everyone has different things that they might need help with, or different things that they might be needing an input for, or whatever. So being able to adapt to people in that sense is really important, in my opinion. And this is this is true for everyone. Like, it's once again not something that should be unique to Yume. We should be able to give the talents what they need, not what we believe as a company they need, or what we believe they should do, or anything along those lines. So for me, it's that word specifically. Like, over the past few months, we've had a lot of structural changes in Yume, and every single change we do is with the objective of giving the talents a better working space. Not just the talents, also the staff, of course, but without the talents, there's no Yume Plus. So of course that would be our focus.
It makes sense. Checks out.
Yeah, it makes sense, right?
I mean, we definitely see this, because we say this a lot behind your back. We
boy.
say that it's really no. We say that it's really nice because we feel very relieved that not just you as the CEO, but everyone in staff, everyone that's working with us, we genuinely feel like people have our backs as talents, and it's like we know that if we want something to happen, or if there's something that we genuinely need, Yume is definitely going to do its best to adapt to make sure that those needs are met, and we're all like comfortable. Like, we're doing what we want to do, we're expanding and experimenting, but still having like a backbone to everything. So it's really relieving, actually. So I would say so far, at least on behalf of the girls, everyone feels very taken care of. So yeah, I mean, it's only been kind of a month into streaming, but we all feel pretty comfy where we are right now, so can definitely attest to everything that was said here.
Yeah, I'm glad. Like, I still think there's always room for improvement, regardless of who you are, right? But that's what it is. Like, we need communication, we need to talk with each other, and we need to properly assess what needs and doesn't need to be done, what needs to be implemented, etc. So I'm really happy we have that kind of communication as well.
For sure, especially because honestly, it's really not a matter of like what we are and aren't allowed to do. It's more like what can and can't we do right now, and how are we going to be supported to keep expanding and keep growing as content creators. And we actually have that kind of support, and we know that we're taken care of in that regard, that we will have the structure, the logistics, the creative support, especially the creative support. We have that on lock, so we're pretty comfy. It's nice because that's kind of something you needed if you want to grow in the entertainment industry. So yeah, I'm so nervous, bro. Like,
it's kind of
like,
crazy. Let me just break the fourth wall real quick. It's kind of funny because before for the past few hours, I think I was like extremely nervous, and now I'm like super peaceful. And Mero was a bit less nervous, and now we kind of swapped.
We swapped. I've been chugging a Monster energy drink through it, not sponsored, throughout this entire thing, and it's like, oh my god.
Yeah, that might be part of the problem, but hey.
No.
Okay, moving on.
Is I'm totally not palpitating. Enemy. Question number 7. Next question. Will Yume Plus be in any conventions? Ooh.
Yes.
I want to be.
Yeah, I know you do. Yes. We don't have any information that we can share at this moment yet, but we would absolutely love to have this happen sooner rather than later, of course. We're doing our best in making sure that this happens really soon. But yeah, we'll keep everyone posted, be it internally or externally, and you guys will know where to find us.
We're cooking, basically. We're
cooking.
guys. We're
Let
cooking.
me cook.
Let's cook. Okay, next question. Yippee. What type of content will Yume Plus be focused around? Gaming, releasing song covers, etc.
So, even when we created Yume, we didn't really have anything too specific we wanted to go for. And I think once again I'm gonna go back to the word adapting. We want entertainers in Yume. We don't want a very specific person to do X, Y, and Z. No. We want people who we see as good entertainers, and we want to, once again, adapt to those people. So I don't think it's good for us to focus on only one of these things or looking specifically for one of these things, because by focusing on that, I think we're kind of limiting ourselves in a way. So we want to give people the freedom to explore these things. There might be someone who's like really focused on gaming and loves doing gaming content, but is not really comfortable with doing other type of content, like for example ASMR content or releasing song covers or whatever, right? But giving the person the space, so not forcing them to do it, of course, like never that, but giving the people the space to kind of explore those things at their own pace and everything like that. Like that's kind of the focus here. So we don't have anything that will be focused around specifically. We are simply looking for entertainment, the entertainment value of people, rather than the specific gaming or singing or whatever value that people might have.
I think something that I noticed, especially with now that 3 of the girls in Remedy have been streaming for nearly a month. Oh my gosh, a month! Wow, it's that I feel like a lot of our entertainment factors come from the girls just sincerely enjoying what they're doing. Like if they're having fun, the chat has fun. It doesn't really matter what they're doing in the midst of it. So if it's gaming, if it's ASMR, if it's hand cams, if it's like karaoke, if they're having fun, I feel like the chat still has fun. And you know, I think we're able to do that comfortably without having to focus too much on like, oh no, what are they gonna like? What should we do to adapt to the algorithm? No, it's definitely just whatever we want to do. Like we're not boxed in. We're not meant to be idols, or we're not meant to be this kind of thing. We kind of just do whatever.
They're entertainers. That's the thing. Like I feel like that's the perfect word. It's like, and going back to what you just said, I also feel like, and I've seen these comments a few times. I feel like people can understand when the person is genuine about what they're doing, and when the person who is streaming is actually, you know, enjoying their time and doing what they want.
Yeah, absolutely. Passion speaks a million words, I think, in entertainment. Yeah. Oh, we're seeing chats. We see this. The right audience will come for sure. Absolutely, yes. We agree. Happy tubers, happy chat. And Mimosa here is saying, shoving your talent into a box only stifles them.
This is true.
This is very true. Because it's I feel like that's like just a formula for burnout. And burnout as a content creator is kind of deadly if you think about it. It's really scary to deal with. So having that kind of freedom is very comforting for the talents.
It's one of those things where like you as well, again, this is not me saying that this is the absolute truth. This is just what I believe in. You as a manager, as a boss, whatever you want to call it, right? You should be pointing people in the right direction, but not pushing them in that direction. You should you should be able to talk to people in a way that you say, hey, doing this could be good, but if you have another idea, let's explore that too. Let's put both things side by side. Let's see, or they don't even need to be like put side by side. It can be, oh, okay, so for now we do this and then we do that. Like that's how I believe things should be done. It should be leading and not just pushing people to doing whatever you believe is correct.
Yeah, exactly. Especially if you think about it, you know, Yume's tagline is literally "where dreams become reality." And it's not like, oh, what we say, oh, what is happening upstairs? Oh my gosh, what we say goes. It's not that. It's more like, what do you want to do? Let's see how we can do that with you. Let's see how we can help you do all those. That's pretty much it.
And sometimes, like I keep saying, the freedom aspect, right? Sometimes the idea that the talent has might not be amazing, but then you together with the talent work on getting that idea to, you know, to a good point. So the actual essence of the idea doesn't change. It's still what the talent wants to do, but you're helping them do it better.
Absolutely. Also, I must apologize really quickly. If you're hearing any rumbling in from my mic, a lot of the people in the Discord knows this, but I live in the basement and I don't know what was happening upstairs. I think they're moving. I'm sorry, guys. But yeah. Let's move on to the next question then. Question number 9. So, the girls all have the same time zone. Is this intentional? And is there a plan to add more talents with different time zones?
So first of all, no, it's not intentional. Going back to what I said again, I'm gonna backtrack a lot in this stream, but hey, it is what it is. We didn't look for people specifically because of X, Y, and Z reasons, right? So it just so happened that the time zones just aligned for everyone, which is great in terms of setting up collabs, of course. But we are also actively trying to explore other time zones and not just be, you know, confined to the time zones we currently have. A good example of this is Rhea. Rhea already started exploring some earlier time zones. Mero, I believe you will be doing the same?
If I debut.
Yeah, if you debut. If Mero debuts, you know. I'll think about it.
Such a sad statement.
Yeah, no, don't worry. I'll think about it though.
If I debut, guys, I'm a morning person, so exploring time zones is definitely something I want to do, and it's really just a matter of personal schedules. You know, the girls, they have their own thing outside of VTubing as well. If ever they want to stream early, they'll stream early. They've done it. They've done it before. Like I think Mimosa did a pretty early karaoke stream not too long ago. So you know, it definitely wasn't intentional. It kind of just happened, but we'll be branching out, guys.
Yeah. So this does not mean that we're only looking for people within a certain time zone. In all honesty, I kind of don't care what the time zone is. I care about the person.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you know, if you want to make time for you, I feel like having to put yourself in a time box for streaming kind of takes the fun out of it, because it's again, it's like that burnout thing where it's like, ah, damn, it's 8 a.m. in the morning. I have to wake up early and start streaming. Like, no, realistically, content creators can't just like turn themselves on. What's the better term? Put on their streamer energy.
See, I could have probably helped, but I think this was more entertaining.
No, that's so mean. You guys get what I mean. Okay, next question. Next question. Question number 10.
We lost it.
I'm dying. Okay. The name Yume plus EN on Twitter indicates that the account, or the name Yume plus EN on X, indicate that the account is only for EN only. Do you have plans for other branches?
This is actually one of my favorite questions, just because it's something I would love to do in the future, and we're gonna circle back to this multiple times in the next few questions. I wouldn't say we have plans, but it's something I would love to do. Um,
No, we have plans.
we don't. No, we actually don't. We have ideas.
Starting our own country right now. What do you mean?
No, we have ideas. We don't have any like laid out plans. Um, for example, one of the things I would love to do eventually would be to have a Portuguese speaking branch because, you know, I'm Portuguese. But I want to make sure that Yume Plus Gen 1 is at its healthiest point before I look into anything else. Like literally anything else. I want to make sure that the girls have all the support. I want to make sure that we have a good structure for Gen 1 and that everything is not perfect, but near perfect, you know, before we actually dive into anything else. So, yes, there are ideas, 100%. There's a lot of things that we would love to do and that we would love to explore, but everything is on hold until, you know, later. When is later? I have no idea. I'll let you guys know when I know.
So actually, I'm the new CEO of Yume
shit.
Plus ME Metal. But yeah, it's super fair to think that it's better to lay out the foundation first and make sure everything's stable before you do anything big. And branching out to different countries or, you know, it's a big move, I think. And
It's a really big move.
Yeah, I think people don't really have a super clear idea of just how small we are. But you know, we're small, but we have big dreams, and we'll make it happen eventually. Maybe.
Yeah. Nah, for sure.
Yeah.
There's many
making it
projects. There's many projects that we want to work on, but we don't want. We want to have our priorities straight. That's all. Like we want to make sure that Yume Plus EN Gen 1 Remedy is fully functioning, fully out, fully everything before we do anything else.
Absolutely. And gradual growth is, you know, I think a lot better in this situation. Also, Alto, I see what you're saying. I see what you're saying in chat. Fuck you!
I also see what
question
Mimosa
number-
is saying that Dombra speaks Lucio. Which
Oh my gosh.
Which makes a lot of sense now because, you know, Frog. I had not thought of that.
Oh no. Yes, okay.
Okay.
Question number 11. Ooh. I like this one. What pushed you to make a VTuber agency and what was the journey up until now like? Then, what would be the biggest piece of advice to give to someone looking to start one themselves? I think this applies to not just corporate, but also to like, you know how people want to start like indie VTuber groups or like, you know, just coalitions and stuff.
So, first of all, please, like, if this is something that you want to do, right? If this is something that you want to dive into, please be sure that to be like passionate about it, because there's no way you can like just do all the things that you're supposed to do if you're not actually passionate about what you're doing. That's one of the main things. But I know this is corny, and I know that this is like textbook answers. So let me also be real. So part of the question is, what was the journey up until now like? And I must say, like, rough. Honestly,
It's been rough. Yeah.
It's been really rough. But I always say that rough is not impossible. You just gotta power through stuff. Sometimes you gotta be sure that you can actually do what you're committing yourself to do as well. One of the things also is like, please be able to take criticism and accountability, because you're not going to be perfect. No one is, regardless of how big or small the agency or the group or whatever we're talking about, right? Regardless of how big or small, you're not going to be perfect, quite far from it. And being able to adapt and to take criticism, to take just ideas from other people, and to be able to think if that makes more sense than what you're thinking at the moment. You need to be able to do that, because again, without that, I don't think there's a way that you can really like last a long time, even just with your mental. Like, there's no way.
Absolutely.
And biggest big piece of advice to someone looking to start one themselves. First of all, just talk to a fucking lawyer. I'm not built to give you like good advice about this, but I swear one of the most important things you can do, talk to a lawyer about your idea, about what you want to do, and I'm 99% sure they'll be able to point you in a better direction than myself. But if there's one thing I will say that everyone should, you know, do when they're starting something like this, just be able to listen. Again, the business, actually the other way around, sorry. The talents can exist without the business, but the business cannot exist without the talents.
Absolutely. You're having to take accountability not just for your ideals and your desires for your group or your company, but also we have to take into account what the people you're working in wants to do as well. Because if your team falls apart, you're kind of fucked. So, you know, yeah, it's a. I think, whether you're a CEO, the founder, or even just a manager, I think it's a very humbling experience trying to start something like this. Just because it's such a fast moving industry and it depends so much on personal content as well that you don't really know what's going to happen next. So being open to criticism and taking into account that you have to take care of your people too, it's a tough job. But yeah, you gotta lawyer up and you gotta lock the fuck in.
You gotta lock the fuck in.
Fuck the law.
No, don't fuck the lock in.
Yeah, fuck the lock in.
No.
That's the. I don't know. when everyone was in the chat preparing for debut, and everyone just kept saying "fuck the lock." It's great. I love it. Okay. Question number 12.
Question number 12.
The monster's fucking up my throat, my voice. Who would have thought? Monster not good for you. Who would have thought? I need caffeine. Okay, please. Okay. Question number 12. Oh, okay. We're getting to this point, guys. So, in the Google Forms, a lot of people were able to send in whatever questions they want, but some of them were very similar to each other. So this next section of the Q&A will be about technically the same thing. So, question number 12. Does the company have plans to debut another wave? And when will auditions be held?
So, similar to the answer on the different branches, right? Yes, we have plans to debut another wave, but the when is not decided. We don't have a solid answer to say, oh, we're gonna start auditions on this month of this year, whatever. We don't have this because, once again, I want to prioritize the generation we have now, right now, not what we'll have in a year or whatever time frame we end up going with. So again, there are many ideas, there are many concepts and stuff, but for the past at least 2 months now? Yeah, 2 months now, we've put everything that's not Gen 1 on hold, and we are purely focusing on our current talents and making sure that, once again, they have the structure they need, that they have the support they need, that they have everything they need, honestly. So yes, we want to open auditions again, but we're not gonna do it without being confident that we can properly support it.
Yeah, for sure.
And I'm sure all the girls want to have, you know,
yeah,
a Gen 2, but you're gonna have to wait a bit more.
Yeah, that's fine. It'd be nice to, have more people in the family, but when we're equipped for it,
Yeah,
it's
exactly.
it's like pregnancy. You don't know when you're ready yet.
Oh Lord.
It's all circling
No.
back to pregnancy.
No.
Go, Ray,
Ray, no. Not again.
Okay. Question number 13, still related. Will
Question
male
number 13.
identifying 13, yeah. Will male identifying talents be accepted into Gen 2?
So,
or I guess any
sorry.
future gen for that matter.
Yeah, well, I understand why the question is focused on Gen 2 because we did talk about this during auditions for Gen 1. So what I want to make sure I emphasize here is we already mentioned that we have an interest in opening auditions, and we also have an interest in opening auditions for male identifying talents. But we are currently evaluating everything that we have going forward. So I want to kind of build all of the ideas internally first before I can give a proper, like, fully written or spoken, whatever, answer on this. So it's definitely something that we want to look at, but we're still reviewing this. We're still making sure that if we do have that, we also can support that, because that has a whole different having a male gen also has like different needs from a support and structure point of view. So I kind of don't want to go into it if we're not sure we can support it. So it's definitely something that I want to explore. I just want to make sure we can actually support it. So for now, it's like, yeah, like, once again, we're going to keep everyone informed whenever we do make these decisions, and we're going to share the information with everyone. But for now, I don't want to go into specifics on who, when, how, whatever of Gen 2, since we're even not sure ourselves.
We also have to consider that different, we want to keep an open mind, but also different kinds of talents means different kinds of audiences. So having to understand the logistics behind all that is research and work in itself. So we're taking our time. Don't get us wrong. Like, we love women, but we'll see. It'll take a while.
I'm also a bit scared that Ray will impregnate them.
True. The Emperor is real.
Yeah.
Okay. Next question. Question 14. For Remedy, you already have the designs and concepts for the concepts for the models. What about future gens, and will talents be able to choose their own designs and concepts?
Again, well, it's kind of the same. I'm sorry that I keep giving like similar answers, but I also don't want to say something. I hate saying something that's true today that could be false tomorrow. So I would rather fully confirm things when we actually have the full information. We want to keep an open mind going forward for the future generations. So we have some ideas for possible concepts for models on Gen 2. And even on Gen 1, we still had like some room to kind of play around with the models and change a couple of things. For Gen 2, we want to offer the same, but this is still something that's really like on the table. Once again, not the priority of discussion right now, so it's not something that we have fully fledged and fully just conceived as an idea.
I will say for our side of things, we still technically had a lot of freedom to expand on what we want to do, you know? So in terms of designs and concepts, I think regardless of how we go moving forward, Yume Plus still kind of sees value in creative integrity, I think, is the best thing to say. So it's not like even if we do end up having pre-meets, I think you'll be given the freedom regardless to see what you can do about it. So, you know. Yeah. So, okay. Do you want to take a quick break? Or... I'm not gonna lie, I got a tinkle.
Oh, sure. I'll stay here and entertain the chat while you're gone.
Entertain the chat, guys. Interrogate Dombra.
Interrogate me while the fish is gone. Or don't, you know. It's either or. But I sure hope everyone is at least been enjoying what we've been putting out. I know that it's been rocky, but hey. Are you actually a frog? Well, just look at me, my guy. I am literally frog. Oh, what species of frog am I? I need... I forgot the name of the species. I'm sorry. Do I cannibalize frogs? No. People on the Discord tend to post gifs of frogs being cooked, and I hate it. So no. Why do I have teeth? Bro, just leave my tooths alone. What is my frog lore? I don't have. Do I have a frog lore? I don't think I have frog lore.
You're just a frog.
Oh, hi.
You're just a silly little frog. Hi, I'm back. I washed my hands. I promise.
As you should.
Okay. So this is the perfect time. So we did mention at the start of the stream that this is gonna be more of like a hot seat kind of Q&A instead of a formal interview, you know? And because of that, we did get a variety of questions. So this is where we start to talk about the more serious stuff. So, since we are a small and very new agency, and transparency again is one of our core principles, we want to be able to provide some sense of comfort or relief, or at least reason for trust in the way things are behind the scenes. So we did receive a couple. Yeah.
Just real quick, yeah. Before we actually dive into the, you know, the spicier, you know, questions. Let me just say, for these, if there's anything that we can't fully talk about, it'll be for a reason, and we'll explain that reason when we're talking about it. So there will be things that we cannot fully go in depth into, but once again, we'll make sure that you guys are informed on why that is.
We will do our best. So, these are some more of the serious submissions. Question number 15. Oh boy. Weren't there initially 2 CEOs for the company? What happened, and what's the current scope of management within the company?
So, yes, there were. That's not a secret. That's not something we try to hide. That's not something we try to shy away from, whatever you want to say. We had some really big structural changes internally over the past few months, and the way that we both operate and the way that we are just in general today is very different from how we were in the past. I am not gonna go into specifics on exactly what happened, just because I do want to respect people's privacy. So I hope you don't mind when I focus on the second half of the question with the scope of management within the company. Once again, these kinds of things are things that happen naturally and that happen normally in companies, especially a company as small as us, right? Like, that's completely normal. So I'm gonna go back once again to the word adapting. We not only have to adapt to the talents, right, to what the talents need, but also to the things that happen internally in terms of staff, in terms of management, in terms of whatever. So we are slowly taking, well, sorry, let me rephrase that. We're slowly and like consistently taking measures to make this better. And we just want to make sure that Yume internally is a place that actually has like the type of structure that we envision, and that it's not, you know, well, different from that just in general. But in terms of the CEO question, I am the sole owner, CEO, whatever, of Yume, and once again, management, as mentioned before, is very centered around the wants and needs of our talents. I would still say that this is still a work in progress, which I believe it will be for a while, because it's hard to get things to or near perfection, because perfection is impossible, of course, but we do try every day to make sure that we're doing the changes that make sense and to give people what they need inside of Yume.
I think what I can say, or what us as talents can say, is that regardless of what structural changes happened within the company, something that stayed the same is that a lot of changes were still made keeping our needs as talents in mind. and how we, how staff can have our back on things. So it's still very much centered on how we can grow as content creators, how comfortable we can get. We're adapting and changing constantly to whatever unforeseen circumstances come up to us, and it's been really nice because honestly, staff is pretty hands on adapting to whatever comes up. So you know, it's still pretty comfy, even if how Yume is today isn't really how Yume was at the start. And that's just how it is sometimes. It happens. It's completely fine.
As long as
Okie
we, as a
dokie.
group, feel like we're moving in the right direction, then I think we're moving in the right
Absolutely.
direction.
Yeah. Absolutely. Okay. Question number 16. Oh, this one's pretty long. So
Yeah.
there's 2 slides for it. So respectfully, as a fan, I have a concern regarding Yume Plus. Your talents debuted at half capacity. Mero has yet to debut, and Rain had technical interruptions with delays and cancellations of stream. So this was around debut. I feel the launch was very much rushed to meet a deadline. Next page, please.
Oh, there you go.
With this rocky start, what guarantees or reassurances can you give us, the fans, that Yume Plus and the talents will be able to remain committed to their scheduled stream times and provide quality streaming experience moving forward?
So just to be clear, we, even internally, we never really had a deadline per se for our first gen debuts. We started auditions in late July, if I'm not mistaken. I believe it was late July. Again, it feels like it was like January by now, but whatever.
It's been a while, yeah.
And it's already been a long time since then, of course. We did take our time with everything, so everything that we kind of built, everything that we kind of like ordered and stuff as well, we did it with more than enough time. We kind of started this process back in June, if I'm not mistaken, of last year. So again, almost a year ago. That's when we started like getting everything ready in terms of models, in terms of assets, whatever, and the auditions themselves, of course. We are definitely off to a very rough start, and like there's no sugarcoating it, of course. This was all due to things that we couldn't have predicted. For example, the issues with Rain streams, as was mentioned, happened because of an issue with her ISP, which we did dozens of tests before debut, and that's when the issue started happening. So it's not like we didn't try to be prepared for it. It's simply that it was something that was completely out of our control. Thankfully, everything regarding that is fixed now, so bless. I'm really happy that
Yes.
Rain is able to stream properly now, because their streams are so entertaining. I've been sitting through everyone's streams, of course, and I feel like everyone is doing really well despite this rough start. And of course, the delay in Mero's whole debut is also very unfortunate, to say the very least, right?
Yeah.
And yeah, there's a lot of stuff that didn't go as planned, of course, but I don't think there's much we can do about it in hindsight. And I think what we should do, and what we've been referring to in the previous questions as well, is we should go into it to be better in the future and not dwell too much on what happened in the past. It's good to think of the past in terms of not repeating the same mistakes in the future, of course, but it's not good to dwell on it, because it just leads to a negative mentality, really. We should keep a positive outlook and make the best out of what we can going forward.
Yeah, a lot of the we literally had a scuff era. Scuff corporal era was a very real thing, and it was a little bit of a funny joke, but it was very real. But yeah, a lot of these unforeseen circumstances really it's just a matter that of things not really being in our hands, and it's, there's only so much staff can do, there's only so much we as talents can do, and whenever something happens, we kind of cope. I don't know. But yeah, we kind of just cope. But you know, right now, Rain's streams are great. She's a. It's so funny because as soon as her ISP issues were fixed, which by the way, chat, they dug deep. The ISP people really dug deep to find out what the issue was, and it really was something on their side. So even after days and days and days of testing things out, you know, Rain is such a trooper. By the way, you did so well hanging in there. I just want to give a shout out because we all knew that it was really stressful for her because we were doing test streams before debut and everything was going so perfectly, and then suddenly the day of debut the ISP really said fuck you. But you know, it took a little bit of time, but everything's good now. She's the one that streams for over 4 hours these days. if you've been there for her Golden Sun stream, she lasts for quite a while and she just enjoys what she does, and I think that's what's important, is that we can move forward. So yeah, there's just a lot of things to consider, and you know, we're not like able to predict when things happen to completely avoid them. We kind of just cope and we do what we can. That's pretty much it. So yeah. Okay. Next question. These next ones are kind of random ones, so we're gonna go through them pretty quickly. Question number 17 is not really a question. It's quite literally just Mimosa Shirosaki.
Which I think the answer is yes.
Exactly. Question number 18. Can I talk to you about frogs sometimes? What's your favorite frog? What got you started with frogs?
Man.
Oh, this is a Dombra thing.
Yeah, this is a me thing. Knowing that you don't really, you know, delve into the frog sphere, let's call it.
The frogverse.
The frogverse.
Frog cinematic universe.
What's my favorite frog? Actually, the one I am right now, which I don't know the species of, so I'm.
It's a tree frog.
Is it though?
Your favorite one, the scrunkly little guy.
Is it a tree frog?
We.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. What?
Yeah.
We talked about this in the Discord.
Yeah. It's me,
Yeah.
Tree Frog.
The little guy.
Yeah, it's my little guy. My favorite frog, yes, myself. Or Lucio, one of the two. What got you started with it? It's actually kind of funny because it just started because of the frog emoji from either Facebook or WhatsApp or something. And how I started using it for literally everything because it's such an ambiguous emoji that it just applies to everything. And from then it just like became a joke in everything. Like even me with my friends, with my family, whatever, it just became a thing. So that's kind of where the frog stuff stems from.
You are frog.
I see people asking what's your favorite frog?
I don't like frogs.
Oh.
There was a time when I visited my relatives and we were playing in the parking lot, and then there was this really big frog, like the size, if you were to hold it, it would take both your hands to cover the width of it. And I think I was like
the bullfrogs?
Yeah. I think I was like 5 or 6 at the time, and it just jumped on me.
Oh.
While we were playing in the parking lot, and kind of just trauma. It was scary. It was a big boy. It was scary.
Scary boy.
But I'm not. I don't know what's wrong with me. I'm kind of just scared of bugs and insects in general, and like
Not the
creepy
background
crawlies and
music.
slimy things. No, loop it. But yeah. Although I will say the tree frogs are pretty cute. I see pictures of them sometimes, and they're tiny. They're cute. Would I touch them? Probably not.
Well,
I'll leave them alone though. No, so like you know, some frogs, they stay still enough for you to give them little boops on the head. You know?
I know.
Okay.
Okay.
Next question. Oh boy.
Give me just a second. For some reason. Oh, there we go. Okay, music is back. Everyone is happy. There we go. Yippee, yippee, yippee. Okay, next question.
This is
Uh-huh.
a question of all questions, you know? So
So
for context,
before you go into context, actually, before you go into context, my only question for this person is how much. But you can do your thing now.
so for context, we got a really long submission. We have a really long submission, and I'm about to say it. If I have amassed a sufficient dowry or have coordinated an appreciable amount of credit under my name, would you consider marrying one of your wonderful daughters to me? Know that I do not expect success, only that it is the appropriate action to first engage the father for permission to take a daughter's hand in marriage, regardless of the pertinent parties' opinions on the matter. Please know, however, that this is merely a formality and that I will engage Mary to marry me with or without your consent when I feel the parasocial meter build up and sufficiently to enact a silly request. At the end of the day, I do understand that this is both a dick move and fairly weird, but hey man, this is a VTuber fan, so please let me know the answer to my request with a smiley or a frowny emoji or by smoke signal. I'll be watching North by Northwest at 2 p.m. as the crow flies from the eastern meridian. The crow will know what I mean by this. My only response is lol. Lamal even. Next question.
Next
Actually,
question.
there's no
more questions. What do you mean next question?
That was it.
Yeah.
Okay. So that's pretty much it for the submissions that we got on our Google Forms. Right now, we have a little bit of time to talk about live submissions. Does anyone have any questions for our big boss CEO over here about Yume Plus, about Remedy, about anything?
Yeah, either things that weren't super clear when we talked about them, or just whatever, really.
Yeah. Please feel free to submit them in chat.
No, Mims, I can't make the screen stop flashing. I'm sorry. It's whenever I click off from the presentation. Okay.
So yeah, if you guys have any questions, now is the time to put them in chat, and we'll have Big Boss here, Frog Boss, answer.
Frog Boss, Frogman.
Please no marriage proposals.
Only frogs, yes.
What?
Can we send? Wait, what does this mean? What does in Q&A?
Do you mean like in the Discord server? Do you need clarity on something? If so, please feel free to send it, and then we'll have Boss here clarify.
Can you sell your fur and toe gem on only frogs? So not everything is about you. This is gonna be for me, so no.
We can't even sell your toe gem anymore.
Yeah.
You already exposed it on Twitter, Rhea. What do you mean?
Oh yeah. Oh, is it? I mean, sure.
Who does Dombra mean in?
PS2, like. The fuck is PS2? I'm trying to think of something that's not PlayStation 2.
Persona 2.
Oh, Overwatch. Support Moira. I know I'm disgusting. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. Please don't come for me. DPS, soldier, tank. Do I play tank? Like Sigma, I guess. Will I have more live stream appearances? Actually,
we're gonna force him.
Yeah.
Guys, next Dombra live stream cameo. Project Zomboid. I'm calling it.
Wait, why is my Twitter banner of TFT? Because I did it like what, October last year, maybe something like that. I'm not sure, and I never changed it again.
Oh, here we have a question.
Wait, what? Where?
Yeah, blah. What's your opinion on corporate having mostly humans or human-looking models and doesn't really go ham with a design? For example, like a centaur girl or something.
I think it's fun to like try and explore different things, but there's a whole logistic aspect of it, like, that we gotta think of as well. So it kind of depends on the idea. I think it's really fun to explore stuff and to just like dive into different things. But yeah, exactly what was just said in the chat. It would be really hard from a logistics standpoint to animate that and to just like make it viable for a stream. It would be more viable, I guess, as a 3D model rather than a 2D one. Or maybe not, even. It depends.
Yeah.
It's just a lot of
We
work.
have a frogman. We already have a frogman.
It's me. I'm not even... The only human thing I have is the suit.
That's true. He's just a dapper little frog.
Anything big planned before the end of the year? Hell yes.
Yes. That's all we can say, yes.
No, so, okay, going a bit more into it. We have...
The end of the year event is actually my debut, guys.
Oh, yeah. We have Mero debut on December 25th, actually. This is a joke, just in case. Just in case, this is a joke. For legal reasons, this is a joke. We love you too, Mims. But yeah, anything big planned before the end of the year? Yes, we have the big stuff planned sooner rather than later into the year. Let's just say that. And again, when we can actually share more information, we will. But yes, there's stuff being worked on for Yume Plus Remedy. Hopefully really, really soon.
We go big, guys. We cook. Let us cook. Ooh.
Yes.
There has been different mentions of different community involvement ideas, like Mero mentioning a Zomboid server in the Discord. Do you have any other ideas that you have thought of that can be shared?
Yeah, even stuff like, you know, having a community Minecraft server and stuff like that is things that we do wanna do. But once again, we're currently focusing on the talents. I want to focus on community really, really, really soon. That's why we also have like the small events that we have. But I want to have bigger things happen in the Yume Plus community as well. So yes, there are different things that we wanna have. But
Any other question? Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
I was just gonna say, once again, it's a matter of priorities.
Oh, more stuff. As for 3D models, not to be that guy, but I think V-Word models that are like polished on Unity are not that expensive and good for when if you ever want to jump on 3D. Ooh. I want a 3D model.
I want you to have a 3D model. Mero 3D debut.
Mero 3D debut. Sorry guys, that's why it's so delayed. I'm actually in 3D.
It's actually 4D.
4D, yeah. I want to twerk in 3D. I feel you, girl. Me too. I can't, but I'll try.
I see someone asking if the community is able to organize stuff like that separately from Yume. I want to say yes, but I also want to have stuff that is like done by us, so by Yume Plus agency plus community, so that we're working together on stuff. But I'll probably like have some updates on this like really, really soon. By really, really soon, yeah, exactly. This, I know this one is a bit broad as well, but by really soon, I mean actually really soon.
Let him cook. Okay. Any more questions, guys?
That might be everything for now. What we can do...
The real 3D is the fun we made along the way.
I think so too.
Like that.
So what we could do potentially is, if people still want to ask things, especially anonymously, of course, we can turn this into a like something that we do every 3 weeks or something like that, just to like keep the contact, keep the transparency, and keep communicating with you guys. So if that's something that you guys are interested in a way, please let us know on Twitter, on, you know, especially on Twitter, honestly.
Oh, there's more questions coming in actually.
Yes.
First, Will there be collabs outside of Yume? Yes. I'll say this myself. Yes, we're cooking. That's all I can really say for now. I'll answer in Dombra's stead. Next. At first, I disliked that the girls had different art styles. What do you think about the importance of a cohesive art style?
So this is something that we were inquired about before already. I get exactly what you mean. I get where you're coming from, but it's also one of those things where just because there's a cohesive art style doesn't mean that the talents are gonna be better because of that, or that they're gonna get, you know, more visibility or anything like that. So I think it can be kind of limiting to go to the same kind of art styles, you know, and it also helps accentuate each person's what's it called? Each person's personality a bit more. And also because, like, so for example, for me as a viewer, knowing that this person is different from that person and seeing the very different personalities and the different kind of like art style and stuff is something that, for me personally, again, I'm not saying this as the objective truth, is something that's good, because it's just also a visual aid in associating that person to their personality rather than necessarily that person to just their company or their generation or anything like that. So I don't think it's bad. I don't think it's a bad thing for there to be uniformity. This is just our take on it, basically.
I will also say that I don't think we're the first corpo to have varying art styles in our models. So it's I don't think it's something that should stop us from just creating content. And I think it helps in building a personal style and brand for each talent. And at the same time, so for a bit more transparency, the way things actually happen behind the scenes is like whenever there's something we want art of, we have the freedom to go and look for artists ourselves. So if there's like an art style we want for something we want, like let's say an asset, a screen, or just fan art that we want to commission, we're free to look for whichever artist we want for ourselves, and we get support on that. So me personally, I love seeing so many different kinds of art, and this gives us the opportunity to explore different kinds of art styles and to basically showcase artists with different art styles. We don't have a very set rule on what we want to see in terms of branding or art personality and stuff like that. Again, creative integrity and freedom is just really something we kind of advocate for in Yume Plus. So I think it's pretty cool.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
One thing I want to make sure. Jesus, I'm sorry about that. One thing I do want to make sure that is clear is I don't think anyone specifically does things wrong in the VTuber industry. That's not it whatsoever. It's just we like having our own take on things. We just like having, circling back to one of the very first questions, actually, to doing things the way that we envision it. That's basically it. Also, I'm really sorry about the noise. My neighbors are also murdering someone. Okay, then is any
Why
other?
are there so many arrows in the top?
I don't know. People are just sending arrows now.
Up, left, right. Okay, so I think that's pretty much it.
For legal
today,
reasons, no one's dying.
Yeah, no one's dying.
Yeah, no one's dying. That's a joke.
Actually, before I forget, there seems to be one more submission in the Google form that I kind of ended up glossing over. I'm so sorry, guys. Wait, let me just add it to the Google form, and then Dombra will be able to press. Sorry. So the thing with the Google form is like a lot of people actually sent so many similar questions that I had to group everything up to see what's happening. Give me 1 second, guys. There we go. Okay. I added it to the form. I mean, to the slides. You can hit next. It should be updated. There we go. Question number 20. When will Mero Umiko debut?
When will Mero Umiko debut?
That's a great question.
Hmm.
I want to know too.
Well,
Oh no, Dombra, when?
actually, what if we just check the Twitter?
That's crazy.
That would be crazy, right?
That'd be really crazy.
That would be
Okay.
crazy.
Thank you everyone so much for dropping by, and we hope this Q&A gave everyone some clarity on how Yume Plus is. We might do this again in the future. We don't know how just yet. Maybe we saw some suggestions in the chat, so yeah. So we'll see how this goes in the future.
I think we're
Say
most
goodbye.
likely than not gonna have this become a more recurring thing.
Mm-hmm.
Because I think it's good for us to have this kind of contact with the community.
Yeah, absolutely. Of course, it would be nice to have some time to think of the most optimal way to do this more frequently. So it's not like I kind of hate Google Forms. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah,
but
no, me too.
It's crazy, but you know, we'll do this again, and this is not the last time that Dombra will be on stream. So say your goodbyes, Dombra.
Bye bye for now.
Mm-hmm.
It was really,
Everyone...
honestly, it was really good, and it felt really good doing this.
Yeah,
and I'm just really
fun.
happy that we can do things like this and that we can be open with everyone. Again,
Absolutely.
Not everything is able to be shared 100%, but that's just the nature of how things are. But everything we can, we will always say. Everything that we can talk to you guys about, we'll always give you that information. And, well, the latest one is Mero's debut over here.
That's all I can say. I can't stop smiling now. Okay. That's it for today's stream, everyone. Thank you so much for dropping by. Thank you for giving us time, and thank you for everyone's questions. Please continue to show love and support for Yume Plus and its talents, and we will see you in the next stream. Bye-bye, everyone.
Bye-bye. Thank you, everyone.
Bye-bye.